Hello class 6, I hope you are doing well at your home. Today we are going to start our chapter 11 and we have finished till chapter 10 in last semester, and in this video we will discuss chapter 11, and your chapter 11 is about light, shadow and reflection. So what we are going to learn in this chapter? We will talk about what is light and the sources of light. We have some general definitions, and then we have everyday phenomena which suggest the light travels in a straight line. So under which we will take example of pinhole camera. Then we will talk about shadow, and then we will discuss difference between a shadow and image formed in a pinhole camera, and at the end we will talk about reflection of light. So in simple term, what is light? It is a form of energy which make things visible. So when we talk about light, it is a form of energy. We have various type of form of energy, and among them we have light also as form of energy which makes things visible. For example, if you enter into a dark room, you are not able to see any objects inside the room which is kept inside the room. For example, if chair is kept inside the room and room is very dark, you are not able to see it, but as soon as you turn on switch, you are able to see all those things. So how it happens? It happens because that bulb or that tube light gives a light. Now light is energy which makes things visible. So we will understand it. We will take an example of bulb, as I told you. So bulb gives out an invisible energy. So first thing we need to understand that light is the energy which we cannot see. It is invisible, we can just sense it. Okay, then, and it is called light. When this energy falls on objects in the room, it bounces off from the surface of objects. When this energy enters our eyes, the eye sense it and send a message to brain. It is finally brain which really sees the objects. Eyes are only an aid in seeing the object around us. So when you see any objects inside the dark room and when you turn on light, what happened? That invisible energy, it go down surface of any objects, and from that bounces off. So what happens? Through our eyes, हमारे eyes से क्या होता है? Eyes become just a medium, and eyes give a message through that energy message to our brain, and so it is actually brain which is able to see the things inside the room. तो light के द्वारा, it's not our eyes, वो हमारी eyes नहीं है जो देखती है, लेकिन eyes के द्वारा या eyes को मीडियम के द्वारा क्या है, brain क्या है, चीज़ों को क्या है, light के द्वारा देखता है. So why do we say light is invisible? So as I told you, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बता दिया है कि जब भी हम लाइट को ऑन करते हैं या जब भी लाइट किसी रूम में आती है, तो क्या होता है, वो किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट जो एक रूम में रखा हुआ है या रूम में है, उसका जो सरफेस होता है उससे क्या है, वो लाइट क्या है, जो एनर्जी वो बाउंस ऑफ होती है हमारे आइज़ में, और आइज़ के द्वारा हमारे दिमाग में एक मैसेज आता है. द मैसेज गो टू आवर ब्रेन, एंड दैट्स व्हाई we are able to see it. So it's not actually our eyes, but it's our brain who are able to see the objects in the room. So we have a scattering of light. So what is scattering of light? When light falls on an object, it bounces off from the surface of object in all the direction. So when that light energy, when it bounces off to our eyes, so it go in every direction. It don't only go in one direction, but it go in every direction, और उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, scattering of light. So I hope you understood what is light. Light is an invisible energy which do what, which falls on any objects, और उससे क्या होता है, any object of surface, उसके surface जो नीचे वाला हिस्सा होता है वहाँ पे जाके फिर वो bounce off होती है हमारे eyes में, and through our eyes the message go to our brain, और उससे क्या होता है, हमारे ब्रेन के द्वारा क्या है, हम चीज़ों को लाइट के द्वारा क्या है, हम देख सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. सो डू यू नो about how much time it takes for light to reach the earth, it is so for that we need to understand that जब हम सन की बात करते हैं वो हम धरती से अराउंड 1,50 lakhs दूर है, and to travel from sun to earth it takes 3 lakhs किलोमीटर पर सेकेंड. एक लाइट को सन से अर्थ में आने के लिए 3 लाख किलोमीटर पर सेकेंड लगता है, जिसका मतलब ये हुआ कि एक लाइट को सन से अर्थ में आने के लिए 8.33 मिनट्स लगते हैं. सो आई होप हाउ मच टाइम इट टेक्स, I hope you understood how much time it takes for light to come from sun to the earth. So yeah, next slide. अब हम बात करना, now we are going to talk about the sources of light. So there are many sources in the world which gives light. Some are human made, some are natural. So we'll talk about. So first one is sun. You all have seen the sun. So sun has its own light. It has its own light. जब हम sun की बात करते हैं उसकी एक अपना एक लाइट है, अपना एक सोर्स है लाइट का, और वो जो लाइट है वो सिर्फ एक जगह पे नहीं होती, बट इट गो अराउंड टू एवरी प्लैनेट एंड अर्थ, उसमें अर्थ भी क्या है आता है. द सेकेंड वन इज वी हैव एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कैंडल विच इज ह्यूमन मेड, दैट ऑल्सो इज अ सोर्स ऑफ लाइट. इंसेक्ट्स लाइक ग्लोवार्म, फायरफ्लाइज, these are the insects जिनके पास भी क्या अपनी एक प्रॉपर लाइट्स है, and they emit their own light. Next slide. So there are bodies, different type of bodies in the world or in around us which has their own lights and which don't have. किसी के पास अपनी लाइट है, किसी के पास लाइट नहीं है. That means for example when we talk about sun has its own light. लेकिन जब हम बात करते हैं किसी चेयर की, when chair is in the dark room, that means it don't have its own light. So there are two types of bodies. I will read out for you: luminous bodies and non-luminous bodies. Now what is luminous bodies? All bodies which emits light energy by themselves are called luminous bodies. Example above, that means above we have talked about sun and many insects which has their own light. So they are called illuminous bodies. That means they have their own source of light. But there are objects or planets even which don't have their which are not able to emit their own light, and they are called non-luminous bodies. So for example when we talk about any chair or anything in dark room, so what happens, though we are able to see them through light, but they don't have their own light, but they have a reflection of some other source. For example अगर हम ट्यूब की बात करें तो ट्यूब के द्वारा ट्यूब की लाइट का एक चेयर के पड़ी है, और चेयर से जो हमें लाइट दिख रही है, या चेयर के जो हम चेयर को देख पा रहे हैं वो एक्चुअली किसी और सोर्स की क्या है लाइट को इमिट कर रहा है. दैट मीन्स दैट ऑब्जेक्ट इज कॉल्ड नॉन ल्यूमिनस बॉडीज. दैट मीन्स उनके पास अपनी लाइट नहीं है, बट इंस्टेड दे आर टेकिंग सम अदर सोर्स टू मेक देमसेल्फ विजिबल. मतलब अपने आप को विजिबल कराने के लिए किसी और सोर्स जो लाइट का सोर्स है क्या वहाँ से क्या लाइट को ले रहे हैं, और इस प्रकार की बॉडीज़ को, ये इस प्रकार के ऑब्जेक्ट्स को वी कॉल्ड नॉन ल्यूमिनस बॉडीज. सो बॉडीज एज सच एज मेटल्स, स्टोन्स, ट्रीज और फर्नीचर, हाउसेज, electrical poles, etc. They do not emit what? Light of their own. However, if the light energy force on them, they become visible. So such bodies are called non-luminous bodies. Next slide. So we have one question here: why are moon and planets considered as non-luminous bodies? So when you see a moon in the night, it's look very bright. It seems it has its own light, but in reality it don't have its own light. Even there are many planets who seems that they have their own light, but उनके पास वो अपनी energy नहीं होती है. So why we call them non-luminous? Though they seems they have their own lights, but still they are called non-luminous bodies. So why? We have a question that we need to understand. So all of us must have seen the moon at night giving out cool milky white light. Similarly, you must have seen the planet Venus, which appears like a very bright star during early morning. Why do we call them only mist bodies when actually light is coming from them? So we have a question. So to answer that question, or to understand that question, we have answer like, well, the simple reason is that they do not produce light of their own. Instead, they reflect the light of the sun falling on them. Hence, they are non-luminous bodies. So what happened? The light of sun is falling on moon or planet Venus. So that's why they seems that they have their own light. So it's not actually their light, but some other source light is falling them. That means sun की जो light है उनके ऊपर fall हो रही है, उनके ऊपर गिर रही है, और इसी प्रकार से हमें क्या ब्राइट या शाइनी या ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे उनकी अपनी एक लाइट है. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. So far we have studied this. Next we will talk about shadow, and there are some definition which we need to understand, and also reflection of shadow, reflection of light. All those topics we are going to discuss in next video. So far, thank you so much. Have a good day.